WHUT Howard University Television. I'm here on the Disney Treasure. I'm Morgyn Wood with Lee Unkrich. He is the director of the film Coco. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to meet you. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm really happy to be here on the Treasure. It's really exciting.
Yes, you're actually on the Treasure. So tell me about Coco and how you feel about some of the elements being transferred into a space on the ship.
It's really a huge honor to not only be represented, have the film be represented on the ship, but it's one of the key restaurants on board.
Yes.
There's this amazing long hallway that you walk down to get to the restaurant.
I saw that.
And the whole thing is themed to Coco. My production designer, Harley Jessup, who designed the film, he worked with them on the restaurant. So it's very much like being in the film. It was kind of surreal for me.
Really?
Yeah, because my experience of the movie is mostly just in the computer, right? Seeing things in the computer. None of it's real. And so to be able to go in there and see this beautiful ofrenda, you know, the table with all the candles and the marigold flowers and the offerings and the photos, to be able to actually see kind of the real thing there, that's what was surreal for me.
So take me back to the film. Talk to me about the process and how you feel about directing that project.
It was a huge honor in my life. I worked on the movie for 6 years.
Wow.
I had already been, I knew about the holiday of Dia de los Muertos, but I had a lot more to learn.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a rich world that I hadn't seen in film before, in animation or live action. And so we started developing a story that ultimately became the Coco that everyone has seen and loved. And the most important thing for me, because I was making a film set in a very specific real culture in the world, was to be as accurate and respectful as possible. And so we surrounded ourselves with lots of cultural consultants and brought in musicians and dancers and chefs, and we just really tried to immerse ourselves in the culture. And I went down with my crew to Mexico many times.
Nice.
And actually embedded ourselves with Mexican families out in the rural countryside so that we could really feel what it was like to be celebrating Dia de los Muertos with a family like Miguel's family was going to be in the film.
Absolutely. Now, you're talking about immersing yourself in the Mexican culture. What do you hope people take away from these experiences, whether they're watching the film or they're experiencing Plaza de Coco here on the ship?
Well, you know, when we put the film out, it was it was a great experience because a lot of people were learning about a celebration that they didn't really know much about.
Right.
Maybe a lot of people thought they knew some aspects of Mexican culture, but this offered kind of a much more rich and broad experience. And I think the restaurant, Plaza de Coco, is just a lovely extension of that.
Have you seen the show there yet?
I'm going to be seeing it very, very soon, but I have been in the restaurant. I am excited about it.
Yes.
I've met all the actors. I've seen some of the rehearsals, and I just can't wait.
So if somebody has not seen if somebody has not seen Coco yet, what would you make of the film? What would you tell them about it?
Well, it's basically a story set during the Mexican celebration of Dia de los Muertos, which happens right at the beginning of November every year.
Which translates to the Day of the Dead.
It's the Day of the Dead,
right.
And it's a celebration in which people honor their ancestors.
Yes.
They actively remember the people who came before them, and they actually believe that those people come home to visit, and so they'll leave out offerings. They'll leave out foods and beverages that those people liked because they believe they're coming back and partaking in them and spending time with the family. And so we thought it would be fun to tell a story where a young boy, Miguel, on Dia de los Muertos, on the Day of the Dead, accidentally finds himself pulled across into the land of the dead and has to figure out how to get back home. And along the way, he learns a lot about his ancestors and his family in a really fun way and very moving way. And that's essentially what the film's about.
Lee, I would love to talk to you about some of the behind the scenes of what you do as a director. Can you share some insights on that?
Sure. Being a director in animation is very similar to live action because at the end of the day, we're putting a movie up on the screen that needs to entertain the audience. It's just the steps to getting there are a little different, but a lot of things are the same. I still work with actors. We cast actors who I work with in the recording studio. I have a director of photography to help me with the lighting of the film and a production designer to come up with the look of the film. Writers, I mean everyone. It's all the same storytelling tools.
Yeah.
It's just that rather than being on a set on location, I get to take my time making the movie slowly and carefully at Pixar with my amazing crew.
How long does that process take? Something like that.
Well, Coco took 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Fully 6 years.
We would have never known. We just.
I know, you just get to like, oh, there's a new movie and enjoy it. But
Yeah.
a lot of work goes into it by hundreds of people, really talented people. And I'm honored to be the one who gets to kind of corral all of it creatively.
What do you hope people take away from the story of Coco and, just the experience in being immersed in that Mexican culture?
Well, besides learning about Mexican culture, maybe in a way that they hadn't experienced before, the film just also has a lot of great messages about family and the
Yes,
importance of family.
for sure.
And the importance of remembering family that maybe is not around anymore.
Yeah. How are you enjoying your trip on the actual treasure?
I love it. It's really fun. I've been on a Disney cruise before. This one's especially fun because it's brand new. It feels like I'm in a car showroom and I've gotten to get into a brand new car.
Nice.
Everything's brand spanking new and clean and wonderful and really cool.
And
Really exciting.
And you did say you haven't seen the show just yet as far as Plaza de Coco, but what are your expectations? High expectations for the show?
I know it's going to be great.
Okay.
Because I've met the director, I've met the cast, and they're all really, really passionate about it. I know they care about it as much as I cared about making Coco, and so I know it's going to be great.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for speaking with me, Lee, today. Lee Unkrich, he is the director of Coco. I am Morgyn Wood from WHUT Howard University Television here on the Disney Treasure.